including women's health exams, free eyeglasses made on site. November 11th and 12th in Cleveland, Tennessee. Doors open at 6 a.m. each day. First come, first serve.
It has been a difficult news cycle the last 2 or 3 days. A lot of accidents and tragedies here in the Tennessee Valley, and it does bring to light the importance of being prepared and having the community support behind you when some type of crisis arises. At Blood Assurance, they are there every single day to step up, not only for our community, but those all across the country. Dr. Liz Culler is here this morning because they desperately need your help in the form of donations. So
Yes.
good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
It's surprising to me because here we sit where most of us kind of feel like the world has moved on now since COVID. You and I are sitting beside each other and we're not wearing a mask, but in your world, those supplies are just still low.
You know, both Blood Assurance and many blood centers across the country have really not recovered from COVID. I think some of it, when you go to businesses, a lot of people are working from home now, and when we bring the buses out, they're just not physically at work, and it's difficult to I guess find a reason for them to come in.
And you know, that's not to say anything negative against a person. It is just human nature.
That's right.
And really COVID did that across the board in lots of ways. We got very comfortable being at home. I think it's harder to get people to go to events and parties, and I'll just send you a text and know I'm thinking about you is kind of the mindset now.
That's exactly right. I mean, you have your priority list when you start your day. I need to go grocery shopping, I need to pick up my children, I need to do this at work. How do you get blood donation to be a part of that priority list? A lot of people, it never hits home unless you're the person who needs the blood or you have a family member who needs the blood. But like you were saying, things happen, and we always need to be prepared. So it does need to be on that priority list.
Okay, so neither one of us wants to in any way exploit what has happened the last 2 or 3 days, but it is on the front of a lot of our minds. For you, what goes through your mind when you see the news and accidents and this type of thing have happened?
Definitely, we are always, you know, having to kind of move blood around and do things we don't necessarily want to do, like maybe we don't fill an entire order or something like that, or we move blood from one hospital to another and everyone's kind of running low.
Right.
You just always have to be prepared, and we've been running at a 1 day or less supply of both O positive and O negative since really COVID has begun.
And that, of course, is critical because when that emergency happens, everyone can accept O blood.
You've got it exactly right.
So how do we get people then to come and donate, and where can they give blood? Are there multiple locations?
There are. We have many buses and 16 satellites. If you visit our webpage at www.bloodassurance.org, you can make an appointment there. Yes, and we are offering a giveaway right now, starting November the 1st through the 10th. We're giving away 2 SEC championship tickets.
Oh, wow.
And also a $20 gift card.
So when you give blood, most people give what? How many pints at a time?
Well, you can give just 1 unit of whole blood, and we can break that down and save 3 lives. But if you qualify, you could give 2 units of red cells if you are a certain height and weight, or you could give platelets. So there are really 3 ways you could give.
So if somebody had, let's just say, I don't know, let's say somebody was cleaning their gutters, and I can't think of an example, but just an individual person had a need for blood. What's the typical amount of blood needed? Like if you give a unit of blood, does the average recipient need that full unit? Is that how it works?
Yes, they need that full unit and oftentimes more. It's hard to kind of give an average. Some people don't require as much, but we do have traumas. And in fact, if you remember the terrorist attack a few years ago, there was the sailor. He took over 300 units of blood products.
Wow.
And within a 24-hour period. So we really do always have to be prepared.
Are there some people who can't give? If you're on blood thinners, for example, can you give blood?
If you're on blood thinners, you cannot give blood, but there is a very small list of medicines that would make you ineligible. So really you can assume that you are eligible. And if you have a question, you can just call us and see if you are.
How long does it take to give blood? What's the timeline like?
Usually less than an hour for a unit of whole blood.
Okay.
You can do your questions, they take about 10 minutes, or you can do them on our app the day that you donate, and you can save that time. And the needle is only in your arm for about 10 minutes.
And when blood is given, and y'all take in that donation. Does it have a shelf life?
Yes, it does. And luckily, we rarely waste a unit of blood because it is good for 42 days. So we can move it around. So we ship our freshest units out to smaller hospitals that have lower usage. And then a week later, we can come get whatever units they have not used and then shift them to Erlanger or Memorial where they would be using more blood.
Wow, I would hate to be your bookkeeper. I bet you're always shuffling things around.
You're exactly right.
So the best thing is to go to the website to find the location most convenient for you, is that right?
That's right. You can just plug in your zip code and it'll tell you mobiles and satellites closest to you.
And on the giveaway that you have going on right now, November 1 through 10,
yes.
I hate to be greedy, but if somebody wanted to come more than one time, can they do that?
You could technically do platelets in that time. You could do them on the 1st and then on the 8th. Yeah,
okay.
Platelets you can do every week. Once a week.
What's the limit on donating blood? Once a month?
It's every 56 days. So once every 2 months. Yes.
Okay. Now I've learned a lot today. Thank you, Liz.
Thanks for having me.
I did not realize that. Now we know the shelf life and how often you can give. But if you really are an SEC fan, more importantly, if you just really want to help the community, you can get those platelets twice.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Here's the contact information for Blood Assurance. Bloodassurance.org is the website where you can go and find the location closest to you. As you heard her say, right now all they have is that 1-day supply of O positive and O negative. So please, if that's your blood type, do consider giving. Thanks.
West Yellowknife Trading Post has everything under the sun. Huge selection of vanities starting at $2.99. Unfinished cabinets, bases, and vanities as low as $71. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry, limited quantities available.